everyone, welcome to K-Pop Queen for your non-daily reactions to all things K-Pop. Okay, Happy New Year! Woo! Okay, I'm still talking about 2023 though. I'm still gonna talk about that albums. Forgive me for this coming out so late, but I was traveling. I came home from Maryland. Now I'm back in LA. It's just been a lot. Okay, so I'm doing this right now, which I'm more than happy to do because I do love to talk about the year in K-Pop. These are some of my favorite videos. So right now I'm gonna talk about my top 5 albums for 2023. Now this was truly a battle because 2023, in my opinion, was one of the best years for K-Pop, especially the beginning of year. Everyone came to work. Everyone was not playing with their music. We were getting a lot of really good stuff. I got a little iffy, and then we kind of came back to it, and then you know whatever. But I really truly enjoyed what I got in K-pop. I felt like I really had something from everyone, even people I wasn't necessarily listening to. I feel like I was really getting some bops from them. So I'm gonna talk about 5 albums from 2023. These are my top 5, and I did them in order this time too. And I hope I got the order right. I really hope that I got this order right. So let's get right into it. Okay, coming in at number 5. This might surprise people. It might not because it's at the bottom of my 5, but it's my top 5. So there is no bottom. It's only up. It's really only up, okay? So coming in at number 5 is Loossemble, their debut album. This to me is the strongest Luna girly project. Odd Eye Circle did great. Heejin did great. We love their little song from Hazel. It's very cute. But out of all of the projects, I feel like this one for me was very cohesive, very dynamic, great melodies, showing off that vocal compatibility. It just blew me out of the water. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. And I think that's what really surprised me. I was like, oh my God, they were not playing. There's a lot of intention with this album. So let's look at it right now. Okay, it is 8 tracks. We have an intro starting it. Our title track was Sensitive, which is actually our weakest track on the album. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're at the end of the year. Okay, we've been listening to it for a while. We can say that very comfortably. I was saying it comfortably back then. I'm gonna say it comfortably right now. It is the weakest track on here, but we know why they do this. We know that they want to go for a very pop friendly, radio friendly sound, trying to get in as many fans as possible to listen to them. I get it. However, once you start getting into the meat of the album, why did I hold that? Once you start getting into the album, you realize that the B-sides are really where it's at. Sensitive, our title track. Then we get hit with Real World. That's when my world started to shift. Oh, I said, okay, let me prep myself. This is about to be different. Then I got Coloring, which is in my top 23 songs of 2023. I mean, World in Color, Technicolor. I'm seeing everything, right? We get Newtopia. Newtopia. Cute. We get Strawberry Soda, another cute track that our girl Miss Eve went ahead and wrote on that. Come on, get everyone together. We love it, right? Then we got Day by Day, and then we got Sensitive English version. And it's not that I hate the track, it's just that everything else on here is so much better to me. It was just kind of oh, okay, wow, this is a really great album. Sensitive it doesn't really add anything to it. It's just too safe. It's too safe. I wish they went a little risky with it, but nevertheless, fantastic debut album from Loossemble. I cannot wait to see what they got for us in 2024. We could really get something so different from them concept-wise. I don't know. They went a little safe this first time around. Maybe now they're feeling a little bit bold. They'll do something different. Who knows? But whatever it is, it's gonna be vocally very, very scrumptious. These girls can sing. As you guys were saying in the comments, you're like, well, yeah, they sound good together because they were doing all the back harmonies and supporting vocals when it was, Luna the 12 girls. And you can tell that. You can tell that they're very, very vocally stable. Love it. I love this album. I had this on repeat. Sometimes I get into Real World and I just have to sit there. I get into Coloring, I sit there, Coming in at number 4. Of course, it's an SM group. Naturally. NCT DoJaeJung, Perfume. This was a subunit for the world. This was a subunit that honestly, I didn't really know what it was going to be like. Was I anticipating a full R&B album? No, but that's because my SM artists like to play a little bit with their subunits, with their solo stuff. Okay, I'm talking to you, Dio. Where's the R&B? Anyway, I wasn't sure what this was going to be. But I did think it was gonna be really, really great. Doyoung, Jaehyun, and Jungwoo are really great vocalists. Doyoung being the strongest of them, Jaehyun and Jungwoo doing very, very well on their own. Those boys can sing. I mean, it really, again, is not a game with the NCT or like the SM vocalist. You know that they took a lot of time to sound this good. And I'm begging and praying that this isn't one of those subunits that we get like one little project from and then a little single and then they disappear into oblivion. No, you need to support them. Please support these boys. Please. They sound so good together. This was such a perfect R&B album. I was like, I could not disappear. I could not let go of this album for the longest time. Even now, I'm like, wait a minute. I have this on my phone. I can go and listen to this. So it starts off with Perfume as our title track, which I think was the perfect title track. It had that great choreography. The moment with Jaehyun goes viral. We have these great vocals, these harmonies. Everything's great, right? Now we're getting more into the album and you realize like, oh, wait, no, they're very serious about the word R&B, right? Like they're very serious about those two letters, right? After we get Perfume, we get Kiss. We get Dive, which is one of the tracks in my top 23. We get Strawberry Sunday. Okay, another Strawberry song. What's going on in K-pop with Strawberry? I love it. Then Can We Go Back? Oh, whoa. Okay, yes. Can We Go Back? And then Ordinary. I remember listening to this and being absolutely floored. Like I said, I knew it was going to be strong vocally, but I wasn't sure what the sound was going to be like. Just because with NCT, like it's really a mixed bag over there. You know, they kind of do it all and they're very good at it. But I was like, when you think of these three members, what do you think of? What's the sound? And apparently it's R&B, and that was the correct guess. That was the absolutely correct genre that they picked. I'm so grateful that I have a full R&B album from these boys. Coming in at number 3. This shouldn't surprise you the way that I talk about them. Honestly, I'm obsessed. And I have been since 2008. Okay, it's Shinee with their hard album, the 8th album. Shinee does drop projects rather consistently, so it's not like I'm like, oh, where are they? What's going on? You know, I always have the solo music. I have their group projects. You know, they do come out pretty consistently. And it is always good, and it has been since 2008. It's really that simple, okay? Not only are they under SM, but they themselves are just too talented. Like, it's actually frightening how they can be this good all the time. Now, mind you, I have watched them grow. Oh, trust me, I have watched them literally skyrocket into the sky, past the moon, on their way to fucking Jupiter, okay? Like, they have grown at an exponential rate, right? And it keeps growing into something better and better and better and better and better every year. You can always look forward to whatever they drop. These are artists. These are singers. Don't play with them, okay? So with Hard, the 8th album, I just knew, okay? So Hard is our title track, which, again, the title track not being the strongest track on the album, has great choreography from Connie, who we love, right? Then we get more into the album. We got Juice, we got 10 Times, Satellite, Identity, The Feeling, Like It, Sweet Wizardry, Insomnia, and Gravity. This is a 10-track, you know, top charting record album, like insanely good album. I'm not kidding. There is a song for you on this album. Whatever you listen to, it is on here. Identity is one of my top 23 songs for 2023, but honestly, I could have picked any of these B-sides and I would have been happy with my choice. 10 Times, oh, the minute after I listen to Juice and I get into 10 Times, I'm like, oh, here we go, you know, like I'm getting into jazziness. Satellite, fantastic. Identity, the Onu's high note, oh, The Feeling, Like It, Sweet Misery, Insomnia, Gravity, I'm not even kidding. Like, this album is phenomenal. Even if the title track isn't my most favorite thing on here, like, I'm not really skipping tracks. I'm like, I literally put it on and I can rest easy, you know? I don't gotta look at my phone. It's just gonna play hit after hit after hit. It is that good. A mixture of genres on here, a mixture of sounds, and yet they conquer each one so confidently. None of these tracks are demos. Each one is very well thought out. Even if it's not your sound, you're like, oh, this is a well thought out song. This is very well produced. Like, this is done very, very well. Coming in at number 2, this wouldn't surprise you. It's not going to. It's Promise 9, Unlock My World. Do you remember where you were when this album dropped? Do you remember what you were doing? Because I do. I do. I like Promise Nine, of course. I told you guys the story. I was at KCON. I heard Pita Pat play, and I was like, what is this? So I've been like a casual listener. I've been, paying attention to albums. I've been listening. They dropped this, Unlock My World, and I was like, okay. Okay. It unlocked. Yeah, it unlocked. It shifted. It upgraded. It changed things. There was a cosmic shift when they dropped this one. And I feel like we all collectively were like, whoa, since when is Promise 9 coming with this? Like, don't get me wrong, we like their music. But when they came with this was a different level for them. Starting off the album with Attitude, unserious, very, very, very unserious. Like, that to me, I was like, because the next track is our title track, Me Now, which is like a softer, upbeat, like pop track. Attitude has got that attitude. It's got that electro. It's got that sass in it, So to go to that and shift it so quickly, I was like, wow, let me buckle in. Let me get strapped in for my, tour around the world as we, ricochet back and forth. This album's not getting touched. I'm just going to say this right now. It is not getting touched. A lot of you do not have this caliber. I'm sorry. You had to hear it from me. Okay. And I'm going to have to repeat it again. You do not have this caliber. I'm sorry. You don't have this repertoire. You don't have it. Okay. Bring It On. Track number 7, a deeper B-side. They just snuck that in there. And it's my favorite track off of this album in my top 23. And it's, oh God, I talked about it before. Let me not get into it. But each one of these songs pulled me into a different dimension. I truly was like unlocking my world and seeing new shapes and colors. I discovered something new while listening to this album. Again, I was a fan, but now I'm more of a fan. Does that make sense? Like now I'm like, oh yeah. Now I'm looking forward to everything that they're doing. I'm invested. I'm seated. I'm paying. And that's a big word. That's a big word, Elmo. I'm paying. Okay. I need to see this live. I need to see them live. I need to hear this vocal. I have to. Coming in at number 1 and my top album for 2023. Not I've mine. I don't recognize that project. I'm sorry, I don't. Can I be honest? It wasn't really for me. Wasn't really feeling it that much, because I kept thinking back to earlier in the year when they dropped their debut album, this one. And I'm like, what did we do, Anyway, let's get rid of it. Let's not even do with that. Let's talk about this brilliant, brilliant album. My God. The first time I listened to this, I knew that this was brilliance. I knew immediately that IVE had done it. Now, they had done it. Don't get me wrong. They had done it. They've been dropping their singles. They've been dropping the cute B-sides with it. We had our projects and stuff like that. But this as a debut album is too strong. It's too strong. Title track off of this is I Am, which is absolutely one of my favorite IVE tracks, hands down. This was a cultural phenomenon. This music video, with Wonyoung flying out of the plane, they done turned it into a meme. Other people were dropping out of planes in their music videos after this drop. Don't pretend that they were not. Do not pretend that IVE did not have cultural impact with I Am. Then to follow that up with this brilliant album. Now, don't get me wrong. Kish is on this. And you guys like Kish. I don't really. Although there was one time when I was like, is that true? Do I not like it? No, I don't. Okay, I stand by that. I'm not really into Kish, right? However, I have Lips, I got Heroin, I got Mine, I got Hypnosis. Not Your Girl Next Page, Cherish in my top 23, Shine With Me. This album is also a bit of a mixed bag. They really hit every genre in here, but it's not chaotic. I do think that it fits very well. It's a lot of different things, but it is still nevertheless like pop music. End of the day, it's very much pop. Oh, of course, we got Blue Blood starting off. Let me not forget that. This album, absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I honestly, I have no complaints about like production. I have no complaints about vocal. I really like nothing. Like You know, like it's that good. Even though I'm not a Kish girl, I do think that this album is number one. It's again not being touched. It is not being touched. It is just that good. Production team on this to me was also very brilliant, just because of the way they were able to like pull from all of these different like pop tracks, you know, still pop, but they're making it sound different with every single song, keeping us engaged, keeping us entertained, and wondering what the next song is gonna be. That's teamwork. That is teamwork. That is a smart plan, and that is longevity. You're not thinking about your one hit that's going to go viral on TikTok. No, you're thinking longevity. You're looking at the long road, and you can say, yeah, this is their first debut album. What do you think? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This will stand the test of time, in my opinion. All of the albums I have named will stand the test of time. We're going to talk about all of these albums and all of the different groups that I've named because they're milestones in their careers. Like, yeah, okay, it's the 8th album. Yes, it's the debut album, but it had impact. Like, it is that good. So anytime I talk about you, I have to also reference how good you did on this project. 10, 15 years from now, whatever, I'm going to be talking about this. And I will never, ever, ever forget how great I felt the first time I heard this album, and how good I feel when I come back and listen to it. And I do listen to it very, very often. Was like literally jamming all of 23, will continue to jam into 2024, 2025, all that is to come. I will always talk about this album. You will always be number one to me. I don't care what anybody says. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, those are my top 5 albums. I'll read them out to you again. Number 5, Loossemble. Number 4, NCT DoJaeJung, Perfume. Number 3, Shinee, Hard. Number 2, Promise Now to Unlock My World. And number 1, I've. Guys, what do you think? I do think I not only put this in the right order, I do think I picked 5 brilliant, brilliant albums, okay? I'm sure you're probably wondering why I didn't mention this album or this album, but truly, when I think about my 2023 and I think about, like, the time I spent in the car listening or, like, you know, walking somewhere, going to work, whatever, these are the albums I were listening to. These were the ones I was tuned into, no questions asked. So, yeah. Guys, comment below, tweet at me, and I will be back with another reaction. Bye, guys.